Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Balance Connect, paving the way for your success. You're about to hear a point with the host, Aditya Barella. And with this episode, we are back again with another interview with one of our successful alumni to know about his journey of flying colors. Here, we are with a person who is a symbol of discipline and diligence, and he's a very target oriented professional, and he's none other than Mr. Maruti Prasad Chawali, Deputy General Manager, L&T Hydrocarbon Engineering. Sir, we are honored to have you on our show, and thank you so much, sir. uh, so without any further ado, let's begin the show. Let's ask him some questions and find out some secrets of success. Sir, our first question to you would be, even though we pass many years of our studies, but schooling phase of our life is something special, sir. Sir, so can you share some cherished memories of your schooling and your childhood, sir?
See, there are many memories which I cherish. I still remember the days where my mother used to wait outside the school, waiting for me to pick me up back home. And the scoldings my father used to give me when he sees my report card,
Yes.
or roaming all around MVP trolley on my cycle, learning scooter and hitting someone while driving scooter, playing cricket on the roads, whatnot. P.S. Raudaru, is Dr. P.S. Raudaru still teaching you or not?
No, sir. He is not teaching us, but he's there, sir. Yes, sir.
So
He's
he was
guiding.
my project guide in engineering. So the
Okay.
way he used to mentor us at the same time blast us, really that was a great learning with a cherished memory.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Yeah.
And one thing, Saitij, I would just like to say that there are many people who are successful in our batch. Not only in our batch, in our juniors also. Most of them have
Yes.
done their PhDs also. And everyone is not into civil engineering. They're into different fields. Some are completely into a different field like data analytics, business warehousing, and very successful. So I can definitely say that you'll also be very much successful because under the mentorship of very good faculty members. Still the old faculty like Veerbhadra Rao Garu, Papa Rao Garu,
Yes, sir.
Manchitanti sir, and I think these are the old faculty. Then the rest are all new ones.
Yes, sir.
Are you part of Dr. Kishore Kumar? He was there when you were there, or he left by that time?
No, sir. I mean, he's not there right now, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. Yeah, let us go ahead.
That's really interesting, sir. Lots of ups and downs, and lots of enjoyments in your childhood. So,
See, the Shiva temple at your house is a regular adda for us. Almost on this period of Kartik Mas, most of the times I used to spend there itself
yes, sir.
on Mondays. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Really, these things made us all to remember our childhood also. Sir,
Still, no, still you're in childhood. Yeah, it's still a good time.
but sir, sir, NCC improves the overall personality of a cadet. Sir, could you please share your experiences being a cadet, sir?
See, I was not that punctual during the school days, but after joining NCC, I used to receive regular punishments. I'm being quite open. So almost all 10-15 minutes delay was there always from my side. So run around the ground for about 10-15 rounds. And even during pre-RD selections, I think you are familiar with NCC and all. How
Yes,
many
sir.
of,
Sir. I have done, sir.
so what, say A certificate, B or C?
No, sir. In our school level, only A is available, sir. I have studied in Navodaya.
Okay.
That's why, sir.
Okay, okay. Have you attended any of the pre-RD selections?
Sir, actually, in our first camp, there was a selections for pre-RDC, sir. I was gone through there, but later, because of some issues, I have dropped down, sir.
See, there in pre-RD selections, the Badakana, what they offer, these are all sweet memories there. But seriously, the way you need to appear, the way you need to dress, and the punctuality are definitely motive. Matlab, see, on and off, while we touching up on Hindi words, because for last 15 years I'm out of Vishakhapatnam. So please bear with me. And definitely NCC will have a phenomenal impact on anyone's career. You learn discipline at the same time abusing words also, both the flip side as well as the other side of the coin. But seriously, you'll enjoy it. But discipline is definitely there, perfection is there, and do it the right time first. That is definitely there in NCC.
Hope the punishments are really
Horrible. See, very much pathetic, horrible. I was in Airwind, and you know the cap, the design of the Airwind cap. If someone Subhash Chandra Bose cap, it will be, and there is an eagle on it, which is brass one. If something goes wrong, they used to hit on that brass eagle, which is really seriously pains a lot.
Hello, sir. I'm Lahari from third year. And who is your role model and what inspired you to choose this career, sir?
See, contracts management, I never thought I'll be into contracts management. But after joining NICMAR, there is a faculty by name Dr. Ajit Patwardhan. He is an international personality in contracts management. And at that point of time, he was close to 60 plus. And the passion, the dedication he used to teach were phenomenal. The way he used to explain the case studies and the different solutions to each and every case study. And he was, in fact, he was an arbitrator. And I was fortunate enough to hear his session. Now closely is almost all 78 years. Last year he came to L&T for giving a 2-day session. The same dynamism. So I really feel in contracts management, there is a lot to do. And his passion really motivated me to choose this particular thing of contracts. But there are many role models, but to choose this particular profession, he was a role model.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. I am Nikhila from third year. Everyone feel that engineering days as the most beautiful days of their life. So are there any such sweet memories from your college days, sir?
See, Happy Days is an example of this particular thing. So,
Yes, sir.
in fact, we were the first batch of civil engineering, and we don't have any seniors to us. There were no mentors other than faculty. This sort of interaction was never there to us. And as a formal Radiant, we were the soft victims for everyone, for every branch. Chalo, these guys don't have any seniors, let us take them for granted. We were a bunch of 30 students with transportation lab being setting up at that point of time. Chalo, transportation lab is not completely set up. Go to the structural lab or concrete technology. So this jugglery was there. Manchitanti sir used to scold us, and there were few girls who used to take them too personally, and they used to try a lot. And P.S. Rao garu, really terror. Civil engineering is the last blot. I'm not sure whether it has been any other blots have been added after that. Are there any departments added after that, after this particular blot? Or
No, sir.
last?
It is the last block right now also, sir.
Okay. And the principal's office is at that end. From here, from his office to civil engineering, he used to come by his ambassador car. So, and our class was in the second floor. And in his class, only 2 people per bench. We were 30 and the class is having almost all 30 benches. So where do we all go and sit? And literally, if there is a small arrow up and down, he used to literally screw everyone. Where is your simply supported beam going to stand? If you miss out some units in the examination, you used to draw bananas and apples. Is it metric ton, kiloton? What is that? Then Veerbhadra Rao garu used to really engage us a lot. It might be a simple thing, very simple thing, but the entire class used to get immersed in his thing. Then there was another faculty by name Dr. Shiva Prasad. He is not there now. He is working with Vani Gate Institute in Hyderabad. He used to teach us environmental. He is literally a terror, especially to girls. He never, I don't know what was his bias then towards boys. Rarely we see any faculty being biased towards boys. because majority of the cases it will be towards girls. So that was really a fantastic session. What he used to, his practical experience, he was doing his research at IIT Bombay. Those experiences he used to share. Then in the Concrete Technology Lab, there were occasions where it was, well, we were not having the comfort what we are having today. There were no mobiles, and hardly any of us were having air conditioners at home. So Concrete Technology Lab was newly set up, and we were only 5 of us who were doing the lab concrete technology. So switched on AC and relaxed in a relaxed mode. PS Router used to come and blast us left and right. So everything, Concrete Technology Lab is, in fact, civil engineering labs are all teamwork. Other than for 1 or 2 labs, everything is a teamwork, right? From survey lab, the fun we used to have, going early in the morning, the chit chat in the canteen. I think even Hira Singh is there now, Krishna, Hira Singh, they're all still there. So
Yes,
the fun we used to have with them. These are all memorable and unforgettable things. Practically, the problem is during these 4 years, you'll not realize that, but you'll repent once you're out of the college. I could have done that, I could have done this, but now it's too late for us. At least you cherish each and every moment you spend inside the college and with your parents, because the next 1-2 years, you don't know where you'll be there. Hope I have answered your question, Nikhila.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. They are too good and your good memories. We liked it. So I want to ask, sir, after graduation, a person's first job and project are very memorable things in their life. How did you get your first job? Can you share your experiences of your first project after graduation?
See, after graduation, I joined NICMAR, and through campus, I joined L&T. Now that entity of L&T ECC is no more there, but at that point of time, it was there. So fortunately, out of a batch of 200, 10 of us were shortlisted and 4 of us were selected. And in fact, if you remember, Veerbhadra Rao, I'm not sure whether he's using still the same old dialogue or not. చెట్టు పేరు చెప్పి పళ్ళు అమ్ముకోవాలి. ఇది ఇంకా వాడుతున్నారా లేదా ఆయన ఈ డైలాగు?
No, sir. He is still using. Maybe he used that, but still here he's telling new idioms like that.
So the same way, during my course of interview with L&T, there were 3 people, and the interview with L&T is a very tedious thing which goes on for 1 complete day. First of all, technical, then aptitude, then group discussion, then finally personal interview. So during the personal interview, they asked me who was your project guide. When I told Dr. P.S. Rao, they were very much happy and impressive. Because L&T is an organization which will do, including a petty job like a bus stop inside IIT Chennai campus. If it is anything outside, it will not do. But even for 1 or 2 lakhs jobs also, L&T will be ready to do for IIT Chennai. So they really honored Professor P.S. Rao a lot. And then I immediately recalled what idiom Veerbhadra Rao used to say that. Definitely just by saying his name, I don't say that it completely helped me, but yes, even my performance was also there, associated with his name. Then my first posting was at Rajahmundry for a gas-based power plant. It's a 388.5 megawatt power plant. In fact, gas-based is slightly new at that point of time in India. So I can say slightly I was lucky enough to travel on weekends to Vizag. But there we used to work almost all till 8:39 in the site. And on Sundays also, if at all we do not go, the project manager used to say that it is your baby, you need to go. And L&T is such an organization which will give you a free hand to take decisions. And they'll ensure that you learn from the mistakes what you do. So there I was made in charge of a chemical dosing building, which the cost of that entire building was around 70 lakhs. So there I have done a mistake in placing the exhaust vents. So because of which almost all 1.2 lakh in 2005, I'm saying you, was again spent by the organization to relocate and to demolish the existing brickwork and rebuild. But my project manager said that it's not an issue, but you ensure that you'll not repeat this mistake. So this is the way how L&T mentors the freshers. And even now I see in 2020 also, GETs keep coming from NITs and IITs, and the kind of training, the free hands. In fact, now with me almost all 2 GETs are there, apart from other managers. We give them a lot of free hand, and they do decision making also. So this is what is L&T. I'm not trying to be a braggadocio about L&T. I'm only saying you the sort of mentoring it does. And there we used to freak about only Sunday was there with us. So half day that too. So hardly go to this center, eat some pani puri. And lot of savings we used to have at that point of time. Entire salary is a saving because you're 24/7 you're with site. And the out of pocket expenses what you get was only in expenditure. So that was really fun, being a bachelor and being a fresher.
Sir, can you share about your project, first project?
Yeah, that is a combined cycle gas power project, wherein this was developed by GMR Group, and it is at Rajahmundry, and L&T got a EPC job. I hope you are familiar with EPC, Engineering, Procurement and Construction. This is what is EPC, and that project cost. See, once you're into industry, you speak about project, the cost, and what is the profit margin, and what is the complexity. So the project cost was around 2,200 crores, and it was, as I told you, I was handling the chemical dosing building, and we were almost all not so hard working. But once you go to site, they expect that. Hardly during lunchtime, there'll be a small shed where you go there, have your lunch, and the rest of the time, roam around the site, check with the contractors. Contractors come up stating that our billing is not happening, our expenditures are more than what you are paying us. So settle with them, go to project manager, he'll blast you, take the blast-ins. Contractor will blast you, take the blast-ins. At the end of the day, you'll be sandwiched. But still you need to survive, so go getting. That's how it is. Then subsequent to that, I was with SR, where I completely shifted from execution to subcontract management. There, it was a nice thing. Then coming to GMR Group, that was completely different experience. That we can discuss further. Then we have
Sir?
next. What is the question?
Sir, generally, opportunities for fresh civil engineering graduates are less in this industry. And due to this pandemic, the situation became worse for the present graduates. In your view, how should the students handle the situation, sir?
See, this is a slightly a tough question to answer because there is no hard and fast rule for this. Now, in the present scenario, I personally feel that at least you need to go for your higher studies. If there are no other financial constraints, I advise you go for at least higher studies. And more or less, by the time the situation slightly subsides. But one thing is for sure, demand is always there in the market. Even in this scenario, L&T has recruited, L&T Hydrocarbon has hired almost all 300 GETs. And they are not exclusively from civil, from all branches of engineering. But recruitments are happening. So we need to be focused. And yesterday I was speaking with Sai Teja, was saying that civil construction companies are not that visiting the college. So hope you're all keen to pursue a career in civil engineering or in any branch of engineering. That is very much important. See, one thing, as civil engineering, you need not be always on site. Because other than my 1 year of experience in L&T, the start of my career, I was never into execution. Since then, I was into corporate planning, contracts, procurement, costing, different profiles. So being a civil engineering, it is not a hard and core that you need to be into execution. It is all your passion and the opportunity at the given instant.
So good evening, sir. This is Shansi from third year. My question to you would be, we heard that you often take part in marathons. How did your physical fitness play a major role in your life?
Physical fitness plays a major role in everyone's life. Coming to that, seriously, see, from my childhood, I have a habit of waking up early in the morning. Somehow that rejuvenates me a lot. And other than that, while walking, I definitely feel that I get some ideas which will definitely make me think of what to be done that day and how we can go forward in handling some crisis or a given situation. Then the other point, what I would like to say is with regard to this, you'll be somewhat target based. So you set your, I'm saying about myself, I set my target daily, at least to minimize the time and increase the distance. So this again, once again, makes me compete with me. Apart from that, I enjoy calm and composed going early in the morning with my headphones, hearing to some Chadanti or Darkbati, just go on walk or run. Have pleasure in that. So have physical fitness is undoubtedly need of the hour. Nicola, you're slightly drowsy, I guess.
No, sir, not like that.
Yeah. So recently we had a Larsen Memorial Run 2020, which happened last month. It is not a full marathon, not even a half marathon. It is only for 10 kilometers, so where many of us have participated. All such things keep on challenging your age, challenging your own timings and your thoughts, and it keeps ensures that you maintain your tempo. So physical fitness is definitely a need of the hour, that too in this pandemic.
Thank you, sir. And I have another one question to be asked. And your answer is very, very much important for our girls, sir. Sir, we know that civil engineering is a male-dominant stream, and working in construction site is very difficult for girls. In your opinion, is it really difficult, sir?
See, Jhansi, this was a situation in 2005 when I went to site. I do agree with your statement. But now when I go to site, see, in fact, I am the contracts manager for HPCL refinery in Visakhapatnam. Is any of your relatives or parents working there in HPCL? Okay. So we are working for almost all. L&T alone is doing 10,300 crores of project in Visakhapatnam HPCL refinery. And apart from this, I am also handling the two projects. One is in Jharkhand, other is in Punjab. So almost around 12,500 crores of projects. So now you are from Visakhapatnam, so I would like to specifically emphasize on Visakhapatnam. Yes, today if you see the sites in Visakhapatnam, there are female employees there. Not only from L&T side, from HPCL side, there are people. I see good number of girls from HPCL in instrumentation, in process, and from L&T side, there are almost all 6 to 7 girls. Yes, I do agree with what you said, that it is not a male dominated, it is a hardship dominated. So that might be the reason why female are not opting for it. But being in civil engineering, once again, as I told you earlier also, you need not be always in the site. You can be at project office or corporate office. Here I see many female girls, females and girls are always, sorry for that. Many female employees who are GETs, they are into project management, sitting at the home office, they are into engineering. In our contracts itself, there are almost all out of 22 of us, 4 of our girls, of which 1 girl is working on international project also. So if you specifically emphasize on working on site, yes, there are people working, but it is up to us how they choose. I know people who are working on, who have done their manufacturing engineering, mechanical engineering, and working on shop floors. Do you understand what is a shop floor? Not typically where manufacturing happens. In that scorching heat, they are working. Where almost all temperature at a given point of time inside the facility will be around 60 to 70 degrees centigrade, where molding continuously happens. So please don't be under the impression that female cannot work inside, but ensure that you will be working in a site which is having all the basic facilities and which is in the close proximity to a city. I don't advise you to go to Jharkhand or Punjab. At least if you get an opportunity in a site close to a city, please go up for it. Because sitting in corporate office is not fun. You see a barren field, and in few years you see a magnanimous structure there. That is really an utmost satisfaction what you impart. Chancy, you're on mute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's very valuable for me, sir. And it is so satisfied also.
Sir,
Yes,
since you
yes.
have been, since you have been in the industry for such a long time, can you suggest our students about different skills that they should acquire for their professional career?
See, in your engineering, in day-to-day study, what are you acquiring? When you are studying daily, you are competing with each other, you are competing with yourself, and you are also competing with your surroundings to learn continuously. So what I feel is, when you are into industry, you need to be patient. So let us not assume that on the day one itself we become a CEO or something else. And what else? Things.
Sir, means skills means any other thing we have to acquire other than this. Not only in education, any other qualities or anything that this generation requires, this society and these our students require.
First of all, to impart patience. Patience is definitely important. Then you need to be on time, and whatever your HOD is asking, ensure that at least it is 95% accurate. It need not be 100%. That 5% he'll be adding. He's also drawing salary, so he'll be adding that 5%. So let us be accurate, let us be punctual, and let us be patient. These are the major skills what are required. And at most of the times, there will be some slight delays in decision making by your HOD, which might delay the process, but at the end of the day, you keep the ball rolling. In the corporate world, this is how it happens. You need to keep the ball rolling. Do not keep something with you, and please do not do research on that. We are not into R&D projects. We are into purely construction. So which are all completely time bound. So let us be cordial, and in the interest of the organization, let us work. And we also need to understand what are the priorities of the organization. So at the end of the day, you are being paid for protecting the organization interest. So these are all important. So patience, skills are day to day, you'll be learning something or the other. Undoubtedly, in the corporate world, every day is a learning. So be patient, prioritize what you want, be accurate at least to 95%, and keep the ball rolling.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. So,
Hello, this in life, every person has a phase. Everything changes. What was your turning point in your life, sir?
No, Shravan, your voice was not audible.
In life, everyone has a phase from which everything changes. What was your turning point in your life, sir?
These are. You mean to say with career emphasis or something else?
Career emphasis, sir.
When I started my career with L&T, then with SR, where I was going planning, contracts and all. But I was of the opinion that planning is only construction planning. But when I joined GFR Hyderabad International Airport, I became the executive assistant to the business chairman. So then I came to know that what is corporate planning and how does management review the business and what are the criticalities to each and every business and how do they handle their timing. They are very much, at times there are instances where they do not even restrict themselves. It doesn't mean that if it is time around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the night, they'll leave the office. So I being an EA, I used to go around with him till 11:30, 12 o'clock. And lot of action points used to be there with me. What is the status of this, that, it used to be there. And next day morning, 8 o'clock, again, I need to go to each and every HOD, get updates, and present him by 11 o'clock. So this really developed a sort of intuition in me, how a business works and how does a leader thinks. So the way there is a difference between a leader and a follower. So a leader will definitely have a bird's eye view of everything. And he'll be having on tips what are the conditions that needs to be fulfilled. See, business is always a business. What is that we are investing? What is it we are earning? So in this perspective, GMR really facilitated me in understanding the business acumen, to understand all about finance management. In fact, at GMR, I got an opportunity to learn about financial modeling or business modeling, whatever you say. The concepts at GMR Hyderabad in the airport sector are somewhat unique. For the first time, they have been introduced, in fact, at least in Asian countries.
Yes.
Then, subsequent to move into SAB Miller, there also I got an opportunity in licensing with several government authorities. These authorities range from central to state to local. And I was not familiar with Kannada also, but most of them speak Kannada. So that compelled me to learn bits and pieces of Kannada also. There I was given an opportunity to handle complete capital expenditure to the tune of around 700 crores. So that really made me see, when a sort of free hand is given to an employee, so that free hand comes with the responsibility. And you need to be cautious in your decision making. So all this really helped me a lot in SAB Miller. Now coming back to L&T Hydrocarbon, here as I told you, I'm handling almost all 5 projects. And almost till 4:20 I was in a meeting. And even now that session is going on. A legal conference is happening. You say it's an immense pressure, but still you need to handle it. If my team member does not deliver, at the end of the day, the gun is pointed towards me. So I need to protect myself as well as my team member. Because if you enter the corporate world, everything goes on rating. Your rating is down, your career is dropped. And your increments are negligible or no increments. So I learned how to handle pressure. And at times people lose their patience also. It's a human tendency. I don't say always I lose patience, but being a human being, we do that. So then after that, I request my team members to kindly apologize and not to get offended. It is nothing personal. So I learned what is the finance management, what is basics of business modeling, interpersonal skills, behavioral skills during this last 15 years. Seriously, each and every organization, each and every day is a learning for us. So it's all how we take it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as we all know, life poses many challenges to us. Could you tell us the greatest challenge you have faced till now?
In majority of times, challenges are there every day, and everything is demanding, and every project manager wants his work to be done on priority. Unfortunately, everything needs to be reviewed by me. So it is all up to me how I handle these project managers. Because at the end of the day, my portfolio head as well as my HOD will take feedback about me from them. So they are equally my stakeholders whom I need to handle very well. So challenges are there every minute. And in fact, I am drafting a letter. These perpetual challenges are there wherein my team members get frustrated because the project manager says that, no, this is not right. You do it once a day. अरे बाबा 80 टाइम कितना मतलब how does you do this, how do you do the same work repeatedly and the same letters repeatedly? But yes, you need to do it, because at the end of the day they're also asking us for the benefit of the organization. So demands are always there. It is only up to us how do we pressure up, absorb the pressure. You need to be a short absorber. You get hundreds of calls, either landline will be ringing or mobile will be ringing, or unfortunately because of this pandemic, Microsoft Teams will be ringing continuously. So some or the other meeting, always my photo will be on red only. So this is how the situation is now. Not only me, majority of us are the same way. Getting frustrated, irritated, but still we need to continue to laugh. That is how it is. So be patient. That's the only mantra of today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. That's so nice. Our students are very keen to hear your answer for this question, sir. We have known that you have worked for 5 different companies. Can you tell us how each company contributed for your growth, sir?
As I told you, in L&T has contributed me instruction myself, because I have been to a site after 1 year where nothing was there. It was a barren land, not even a potato oven, and for lunch we used to go kilometers. So L&T taught me how to be patient and get adjust to the prevalent scenarios, because you can't expect a lavish lunch in a remote site. So whatever dal chawal is there, you need to adjust with it. Then at SR, yes, I got the privilege of staying in a good city like Surat. I enjoyed a lot there, but there it was a different industry. Their core business is into steel, but still construction was equally important to them, because at that point of time they are trying to diversify to EPC sector. So at SR, I was learned how to handle your vendors, because they come and sit on your head stating that my payment did not happen, or other guy comes and states that yes, I received payment, but it is only 40% of my outflow. You please ensure that the 60% you'll be managing. I'm not getting profit. So these are the daily problems there in SR. So I got a very good boss there, Shiv Kumar, who used to just offer the contractor a cup of tea, and he used to handle them in a very soothing way. Then at GMR, working late nights, the business chairman demands are enormous, but time with you is very much limited. And in that limited time, you need to provide them with accurate information. As I was saying, at least 95% accurate. You need to know what is happening inside the site. You need to know what are the drawings which are coming up, how the other vendors are happening, what is the new policy of government. This is the learning what GMR has given to me. And in SAP Miller, as I told you, licensing, then team management, and L&T, how to handle the crisis pressure management. These are the things. As I told you earlier also, everything and every moment is learning. Speaking with you, seeing your beautiful smiles is also a pleasant experience.
Thank you, sir. And your answer to this question is very, very important to our students, sir. And my question to you would be, it's fact that opinion changes with people. So is there any situation you have managed everyone onto the same path?
No, I did not read. What is that?
Opinion changes with the people, no, sir.
Yes, yes.
So is there any situation you have managed everyone on the same path?
Opinion changes with people, with age, whatnot, with each and everything. If I speak with you, I speak with you in a polite way. And if the same way, if I speak with someone else, say for example Sai Teja or Chendulal, my tone or version will be something else. So then similarly, if I speak of people of my age or of my classmates, I speak in a different way. The situation might be more or less similar, but the opinion is different. So this definitely differs from age to person to person. And what I feel is you cannot have a same opinion across throughout your life, and the situation differs from time to time. I ask my teammate to draft or to furnish me some information, and I tell him your timeline is by 12 p.m. today. He turns out 2 o'clock without any response. And when I call him, he says that, yes, I'm doing it. In a very lethargic way, he says. Then I'll think I need to screw this fellow in the comment rating, in the comment appraisal. But at that moment, I think that, yes, I need to do something to this guy. I need to teach him a lesson. But when the real time comes, when he sends me his appraisal, feeling that I have done ABCD jobs, I feel, why should I ruin someone's life? So I thought of giving him a rating of 9. Okay, not 9, at least 8, but not 5. So this is how opinion differs at that instant to this instant, which may not be too far, which is in a short span. Because we are all originators from monkey. So the trickling attitude is always there in us. So the frustration, anger, what I have now on someone else, if I chant for Hare Krishna for 10-15 minutes, I may have a different opinion. So this is what is life.
That's it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I have another question. Sir, as our elders say that for a better tomorrow, we need to give our best today. What steps did you take to enhance yourself, sir?
See, you need to be always on your toes. Be focused, be determined. కష్టే ఫలి అంతే, ఇంకేదంటే వేరే సమాధానం ఏం లేదు.
Okay, sir, these are your mantras. We understood. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. We would like to know. Thank you, sir. We would like to know, is there anything that you couldn't accomplish in the way you have planned? Do you regret in your life?
See, the major regret what I had was in 2002 I have given my GRE. That was in the old pattern. Now I'm not sure what is the pattern. It was in the old pattern for 2400 marks GRE, and TOEFL was for 300. I got a score of 2070 out of 2400 in GRE and 273 in TOEFL out of 300, and got MS Transportation, admission to MS Transportation at Texas Arlington with a partial aid. And you all know in 2001 there was a twin tower attack in US. So after these hardships and all, finally when I stood in a long line at Chennai for my visa interview, and I was there in front of him, then the way he took hardly 1 to 1.5 minutes, stating that you have a better future in India, your visa is rejected. Nothing like that. What was the basis for rejection? You cannot demand him anything. So that is what was, which I really had great hopes, but which I could envisage. But as I said, really I'm seeing a good future in India itself. If you remember, there is a movie here. I don't remember that movie. Saptajari goes for a visa interview. So similar was my instance there, but I was not doing all the gimmicks there. But it immediately took, you have a better future in India. Your visa is rejected. Done. Everything was done in a minute to 1.5 minutes. That's all. అంటే ఏదో పెద్ద అయినా నేను ఫ్లూట్ వాయిస్తాను, నేను అది చేస్తాను, ఇది చేస్తాను, ఏం చేసినా వాడు ఇవ్వలేదు అంతే. సో దిస్ ఇస్ అ బిట్ ఆఫ్ రిగ్రెట్. అదర్ దెన్ దాట్ నథింగ్ ఎల్స్.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. As we all know, most of the civil engineering professionals are hardly left with any free time in their day. So, how much time do you have in your daily routine, and how do you utilize it for your hobbies, family, and other interests?
See, as I told you, I wake up early in the morning. So my hobby of walking, doing the daily puja, I fulfill that. So religiously, I do both of these two things. Then these days, I'm in Gujarat. So we are having on and off curfews and all in this city because of this ongoing pandemic. So on an average, generally by around 6:37, I'll be at home. But still, some pending works will be there. People say that you cannot carry your work to home to work, all these things. But in reality, I never experienced that you cannot carry your work to home. Because some or the other work will be there. So at least for 1 to 1.5 hours, I'll complete the work. Then I spend time with my wife and my son. Me and my son will be watching. All these days we were watching IPL. And now this Big Boss, it is on almost in a peak stage now. Only 7 contestants are there. So definitely you need to balance your life. And every Sunday, at least for about 1 to 1.5 hours, we'll be having a session of ISKCON. Pre-COVID, it was in someone's house. Now it is the same, either through Zoom or something else. And if any one of you are interested, there is a Bhagavad Gita session today, starting from today at 8 p.m. By Vijayawada ISKCON. You can definitely join. So it's all how you manage your passions. But definitely we carry work home, and you need to do it even on Saturdays or Sundays. This pandemic, I'm saying, is really, this Microsoft Teams, all these innovations are making us work more. So that's how it is.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you tell us how students can change their passion into careers?
So passion into careers, you need to have some or the other role model. You need to have an ambition. Say, for example, 3 Idiots is the best example. 3 Idiots movie. So there you need to either follow your father, I mean to say, not everyone. In general, I'm stating, either you need to follow your passion or your parents. If your parents say you need to enter into IIT JEE and we are only entering somewhere else, then they might be disappointed. But tomorrow you can become Satya Nadella. He is not from IIT. So you must have a role model and you must try to hit your ambition very hard. Keep trying. You'll enjoy it, you'll relish it, and the satisfaction you'll have after that. I'll tell you a best example. There was a guy by name Karthik. In fact, Manchandi sir also knows it. During the start, he was in civil engineering, but later on he shifted to IT. And after that, he was jobless after completing engineering for about 2 to 3 years. And he got a job somewhere after 3 years in Mumbai. He was into job for about 2 to 3 years. And all of a sudden, I don't know what provoked him to quit the job. And he immediately left the job and he went to Delhi. He started his civils coaching. Almost from 2012 to 2016. He attempted 4 times for civils. And finally, in the 16th attempt, He got a rank of almost 735, that All India ranking, and now he is a proud civil servant of India. He is now Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax in Tamil Nadu. So that's what your passions and your ambitions will change from time to time, as the way opinions also change. So today you might be thinking, no, I'm a civil engineer, I want to be in civil engineer. But after 4th year, if Infosys comes and if you qualify, civil engineer to trolley maro yaar. Let us go to Infosys. This is how human perception will be there. But still, even after getting an offer from Infosys, if you continue to try for a job in L&T ECC, then yes, you are running behind your passion, or else you are running behind money. Choice is ours.
Thank you, sir. It's really inspiring. Sir, as you said earlier, sir, people through ISKCON and
Your
share
voice
your
is not.
experience.
No, your voice
Sir.
is not.
Sir, yes, sir. Now it's clear, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have mentioned earlier you choose to serve the people through ISKCON and students of Sai, sir. So could you please share your experience being a volunteer in that?
See, while in engineering, I used to be an active volunteer of students of Sai, where we used to go to hospitals, including the mental hospital, KGH, TB hospital, clean the floor, clean the wards, clean the toilets, everything. So there, in Satya Sai thing, I hope Sai Tej didn't appreciate it. There was a sort of service to mankind, service to God, Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. So that is there in Satya Sai. And even at Puttaparthi also, we used to go there and on and off go for Seva to surrounding villages. This was there. And now in Baroda, there is a Satya Sai Bhajana Samiti, but that is not that active. In ISKCON, yes, I go there on and off, mostly on Sundays, spend time selling the books, distributing prasadam, and going for Nadar Sankirtan, explaining about Prabhupada's visions of chanting the mantra and the sort of soothing or a peacefulness. This is purely, I'm saying, on my personal thing and no religious opinion here, or a purely religious, with this disclaimer I'm saying you, not hurting anyone's sentiments. So the sort of pleasantness I experience in chanting. So this is what I tell people, and it is up to them how they respond to it. And during Janmashtami and all, some 3 to 4 days, we'll be there doing decorations, attending to the public, slightly monitoring their movement inside the temple, organizing the event. Then on and off, we'll be having some sort of seva activities in some slum areas by ISKCON. So I'll be going there. So this is how it is.
Thank you, sir. Can you tell us about your accomplishments in your life, sir, that you are most proud of?
Okay. Now, coming to my, I'll classify them into 3 categories. One is spiritual, professional, and academic. I'll start with spiritual. While I was in my class 7th, one incident, I'm going to Puttaparthi. I went to Puttaparthi along with the school guys. And at that point of time, Satya Sai Baba was still alive. He did not take Samadhi. So really, he used to take a lot of care towards students. And on the last day, he'll be giving a special darshan to all the students. And our teacher used to tell us regularly, you asked him to come to Visakhapatnam. So far, Baba never came to Visakhapatnam. So I was on the last day when special darshan was happening, I was the first guy in the line. I stood on my knees and asked him, Swami, Visakhapatnam Randi Swami. So immediately he kept his hand on my head and told, Kuchara Bandaram Ostan Nenu. This is the word. So that I really feel a slight accomplishment, and I still remember that. This was on 93 Jan 16th. I really remember that day. Then coming to academic accomplishments. As I told you earlier also, Dr. P.S. Raudaru, he was our guide in finally a project. And that topic of the project was also a research sort of thing. Applicability of IS 10262 1982 for the present day Indian cements. So this is a totally a novel concept. And because in 1982-83, the grades of cement available in India was only 3 grade. But after that, OPC 43, OPC 53, then blended cements like Portland slag, Portland pozzolana, slag cements, all this came up. So this code was no more applicable. So he asked us to do what best can be done by experimenting on different kinds of cements. And we also got a special grant of around 15,000 for doing this project. So first of all, doing a project of somewhat a special thing, then getting a special grant from college. Third and most important is working under the mentorship of P.S. Raudaru. We used to go to his house late night, and such a passionate person with so much of interest and dedication, he used to explain us each and everything. And he used to make minor corrections also with absolute accuracy. This is one thing. And then, as I told you, Dr. Ajit Patwardhan, who was contracts legendary. And as I told you, during the NITMAR days, he used to teach us. And when he came to L&T as a faculty, I was fortunate enough to share the common platform with him on a case study discussion and debate. So this is an accomplishment on the academic front, what I really feel proud. Then on the professional front, hope you're all familiar with this taxation, what is there in India currently. GST.
Yes, sir.
But prior to GST, there was VAT, value added tax. So while I was at GMR and I was executive assistant to chairman, so I was given a special task to ensure that, all the flights will be using a fuel called ATF, aviation turbine fuel. And this gasoline number is very much lesser compared to petrol. And its pricing is almost all similar to petrol. But at that point of time, the VAT on this ATF was 16%. But for Hyderabad airport to earn profits on sale of this ATF, the only motive or which can attract airlines to have fuel in at Hyderabad was tax component. So I was assigned a special task to liaison with Chief Secretary Government of Andhra Pradesh, erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, and I used to go there and made several presentations. Whenever I used to go, I used to see SI and CI salute in me, but it is not to me, it is only to the GMR vehicle, which was completely branded as GMR at each and every nook and corner. So there, at least we were targeting 4% of VAT, but finally government at that point of time brought it to 8%, which slightly boosted the GMR revenues. Then in setting up my previous to L&T, I was with SAB Miller. They are into a beer, it's a beer manufacturing company. Brands like Knockout, I'm not sure how many of you will be knowing it. Knockout, Havards, Royal Challenge, these are all the brands which they manufacture. So they are having many contract manufacturing breweries, but they want to set up their own brewery. So in that, the business modeling is a different way, where the landlord as well as the SAB Miller entity will be earning revenues. So this is a professional accomplishment where I was also part of that. Then bidding for Delhi International Airport. That was a really challenging task. So these are few professional accomplishments also for me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. We'd be delighted with your answer for this question, sir. What are the things?
Same response for each and every question. This is a common adjective what you are using. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. What are the things that you loved most about our GVP college, sir?
See, GVP college, we being the first batch, we learned a lot the hard way because there was no mentors for us. Go to hydraulics lab, what is orifice, what is mouthpiece, whatever Hirasin and Krishna used to tell us, we used to do that. Then our HOD at that point of time was Dr. Jagannath Rao. He was former HOD at Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati. So he used to come and scold us, tell us, this is not right, this is not the way. You are ruining the machine. Ensure that you will pay for it if something goes wrong. Then we used to learn. Similarly, the transportation lab. Pressure used to be there. मतलब ఇంట్లోనే రుబ్రోలు ఎలా దంచుతారో అలా దంచి వాళ్ళని తర్వాత చెప్పేవారు రుబ్రోలు రాదు నాన్న ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ల్యాబ్ అది. So this is how many things were there. Then survey lab. Veerbhadra Rao garu used to take us to survey lab. We used to do the chain survey, get up early in the morning, go to the class, and with the same what we say, that was more or less అంటే చాలా సుకుమారంగా ఉండేవాళ్ళం అప్పట్లోనే. అంటే ఒక్కసారి తెచ్చి సర్వే ల్యాబ్ ఉదయాన్నే చేసింది, మళ్ళీ కిషోర్ కుమార్ వచ్చి స్ట్రెంత్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ చెప్తారు, మంచి కంటే వచ్చి ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ చెప్తారు అంటే క్లాస్లో నిద్రే వస్తుంది, ఇంకేం రాదు. బట్ స్టిల్ ఎస్ అది కూడా ఎంజాయ్ చేసేవాళ్ళం. అండ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది సెషన్స్ వాట్ వీ యూస్ టు హ్యావ్ యాజ్ విజిటింగ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ సెషన్స్ ఆర్ మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ దమ్ ఇన్ ద పోస్ట్ లంచ్. There was a small room which accommodated almost 40 to 50 people just in the civil engineering block at the ground floor. I'm not sure whether that room is still there or not. And that was a completely cozy room with full AC. Go to the corner, have a deep sleep by the time the session completes. So such sweet memories were always there. Copying records during someone's class. So what not? It's not an exhaustive list.
Sir, what about our college library, sir?
See, library kadre velli valani kaadandi memu appatlone. And I'm not sure how often you are going, but on and off we used to go. అంటే ఏదో అమ్మాయిలు వెళ్తున్నారని చెప్పి మేము పోటీలో పుస్తకాలు తెచ్చుకునే వాళ్ళని, కానీ ఈ సినిమాలు చూసారా ఎంఎస్ సునీల్ వెళ్తుంటాడు కదా, బీకామ్లో ఫిజిక్స్ అలాగే ఉండేది. వాళ్ళు వెళ్తున్నారని చెప్పి వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళం అంతే తప్ప పెద్దగా లేదు. And I can say girls were toppers in our batch. And in fact, Anita Chalani was our classmate. She was JNTU topper also in few subjects. So this can definitely be a source of inspiration for all of you. Guys, ensure that you'll also be toppers.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think within no time we have reached the end of the interview session. And sir, there's a last question that I wanted to ask you. And sir, in the next 10 to 15 years, where do you want to see yourself? And how are you planning for that?
See, now in front of me, I have 2 to 3 options. One is either I can go towards project management side, or I can go towards finance, or towards procurement and contracts. If I go towards project management, that will be easy, where I will not have much of time for my personal development. That is a stressful job. People are there who are going to enjoy it, but I don't prefer that. Then into finance, I'll be losing touch of each and everything. If I'll be in procurement and contracts, yes, I'll be into technical, I'll be into commercial, and I'll be having updates of the projects all around the globe. So I would like to pursue my next coming a few years into procurement and contracts. And in fact, recently I got an opportunity to head as contracts management with US MNC. But my family was not comfortable in relocating to Mumbai. So I could not join there. I'm still in Baroda. If God permits, plans to move to South.
Sir, we hope that you achieve your dreams and even more success in the future. And thank you so much, sir, for keep on answering our questions. Your words on advice to girl students for their career in future, and also your childhood memories and your experience in different projects and different companies, and your advices on how to manage your people and how to take decisions. And it's really inspiring and motivating for our young students over here. And thank you so much, sir, and spending your time and energy for the benefit of our students. So I think it will definitely make a significant impact on the present generation. And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, each one of you. Wishing you all the best.